everybody, before you watch the video, make sure you follow the page, like the video. Hope you enjoy. Attitude to do like segregating gi and no gi. Like I think it's all the same stuff, and like there's some nuance and difference to it, and there is at a high level there's more extreme differences, but it's still like you learn different skills. Like people are, oh, you got to do no gi and you got to throw. Nah, man, like there's certain skills that you learn in the gi that you won't learn from no gi, and there's certain skills you learn in no gi that you won't learn in the gi. I think they complement each other, kind of like what you said right at the start. Like, if you did rugby, you're going to get a certain balance and takedown ability that you have naturally because of the skills from that sport.
I think both, you have to do both. But I think it's one way when they say degrading, just to force you to do gi, even if you don't want to gi, just they want to force you. I don't know because they want to force you to actually teach you more skills and make you good in gi, or because they are worried about like the sport go for a different way.
Okay.
You know, like I know gi and no gi, everyone know gi. Now America BJJ, America Jiu-Jitsu, and it's not like a change. I wanna they keep like as a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you also do gi.
But
I think they force, but I think that's I don't agree.
I understand what you're saying, and I can see why people might do that. But man, the jiu-jitsu didn't start in Brazil either, man. It's a judo gi coming there. Like it's all the same stuff. It's grappling, man. I think people definitely have like views on things, and they get like stubborn about something, and they're like, no, it needs to be this way, and it's like a cultural view, like, no, we started like this is the way it is. But man, it's all the same stuff, man. I understand what you mean, like people want to keep it the way they want, but like you can't stop evolution.
Yes,
it's going to happen anyway. So I think whether or not IBJJF says you should or you shouldn't, or try to force some of the guys that are saying no, they're going to do what they're going to do anyway, man. They don't give a shit about the IBJJF. They don't care about whether the change is happening because of this reason either. People are going to do what they're going to do. You know what I mean? So I think as an individual, it's silly to think that you're going to change like an evolution, just like you can't change society. It happens gradually. People fall into their own views and things, and there's movements of thought. And this is a movement of thought. You have to go with it, otherwise you're going to get left behind. And if you're one of the guys that's like, no, you only train in the gi to grade, well, a lot of people are not going to be okay with that, because that's not the normal anymore.
Yes.
The normal is like, let's do no gi, heel hooks. I want to learn heel hooks today. First day, I want to be Craig Jones. Yay. But like, you got to learn fundamental things too and skills. All right, no gi's okay. Yeah, let's do no gi as well. Like,
man, I think they both will keep going.
Yeah.
Just like soccer, you have a lot of people that love futsal, and you have World Cup futsal, and you have the other one, the big field soccer. But I feel like as a body, as an organization body, you got qualified, and you have your diploma by IBJJF. So like as a coach, you're a coach, you have a qualification by a certain, a body, like one of the main bodies in Jiu-Jitsu in the world, And so they should take the lead and kind of give the standards, They should see that the demand, they should see that the world is changing, and should say that.
But what do you want them to do? To like give a criteria of skills that people should go by for them to be graded at that level? Or do you want them to just say, listen, no gi is the same as the gi? Like, I'm not understanding what you're meaning by that.
Well, I think they could do both. And by doing both of the things you're saying right now, they will, because what's going to happen right now is that we're going to have, there will be very hard for people to, as you get more black belts, as you get more things, and there's not a standard, at least a minimum standard. Like there is an understanding of the standard in gi to grade someone. There is an understanding that
you like an unspoken standard. You mean?
Yes. Okay. That like there is understanding, unspoken standards. Like to give each belt. Yeah. So they should have a understanding about to giving the no gi as well. You know what I mean? Because what people say right now when they have this discussion, for example, I have this guy and he fought Bellator man, he's really tough. He's very tough. You know what I mean? Like, you know, super strong guy, you know, and like busts himself out of position. But the techniques of no-gi is a lot less. There was until now, until maybe 5 years ago, there's less practitioners, right? Now it's exploding. So there's still a lot more. What I used to believe, jiu-jitsu has gi has so many more techniques.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. It has more options because you have the lapel, you have this, you have that. But no-gi is newer and has a lot less practitioners. And so it's just started to open the book. So there is a whole discovering to be done and development to be done. So both will have a lot of techniques. Just like futsal and the other soccer, both different techniques, heaps of them, right? So I think it's just like you're saying, I think it's important to...
I think they mainly mean that around submissions though. Like there is definitely more submission options in the gi just because of the actual controls. Like
sweeps, etc. Yeah, but there'll be different controls, you know, different things. As more people practice, there'll be more creativity done. It's a lot of things that are created, you know, in jiu-jitsu.
Who trains just no-gi? Do you think they should say I'm a black belt or there's I'm a rash belt? No, black rash.
Black rash.
No, I'm joking.
I don't know.
Well,
you had the certificate is different because you know where the belt, you know? Like, I'm a black rash.
Yeah, that's a tradition thing. I like the tradition of martial art, and I like all this stuff because I think it goes back into like discipline and all that stuff. And I do agree that like as you move away from that, more people become less traditional and want to understand the history of martial arts less and the formality of martial arts less, and it becomes more. We spoke with that Alex Paz about that. He's like, when you do like an MMA gym, the tradition of jiu-jitsu disappears. They don't bow to go on the mat, the hierarchy, the respect, all this stuff, it disappears. So I think the gi stuff is really good just for like kids that train gi. It's much better for them as an individual, as a person and stuff like that. Whether you want to do gi or no gi, I think there's like an attitude issue that comes from MMA into the no-gi stuff because they're so close together.
Yes.
So like there's the guys that are, you know, winning the sport are these very polarizing, controversial guys, and they, you know, there's not a lot of respect in competition a lot of the time, or maybe after there is, but beforehand it's a show. It's becoming a show now. It's becoming so popular that it's like MMA, and you've got the Conor McGregor personalities that come and talk shit and create controversy to get people to watch and stuff, and that's great for people to make money and all that type of thing, but it also, you know, comes away from that tradition and respect of martial arts and all that. And there's a lot of debate around that too. Like, all martial arts come from violence and war and stuff. Yeah, so is that respectful? Well,
yeah, I think you're losing a little bit of this tradition and the culture, the story. Like nowadays, you ask like, do you know how it started? Do you know who is Jigoro Kano?
They don't care.
They don't know. They don't know anymore. They don't know who's the last 5 world champions.
You guys are absolutely right.
But this is a shift because of the no-gi stuff too. Shift to no-gi and the shift to just like everything being about how exciting and amazing and all this stuff and fast. And this is the culture of the West though, man.
But don't you...
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you haven't yet already, make sure you subscribe, like, and again, go and check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, like all our platforms. Give us a follow at bjj.101 on Instagram, and go and check out bjj101.com.au to access the full video library.